So I've been touring this show. I went to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. I went to Singapore. Every time I go to those places, the people there would very proudly proclaim, did you know Melbourne is the most livable city? Oh, did you know Singapore is the best country in Asia? And I got very upset because I'm like, what is Malaysia number one for? Right? And I did the research and I'm here to share. Would you like to know what is Malaysia number one for? Are you ready? Malaysia is the most obese country in Southeast Asia. We are number one. And I am contributing to my country right now. Yeah.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be in middle management and syncing up with everybody from different teams. Every day, aligning and circling back and leveraging synergy to optimize workflows, and every day, correct variance for the boards of directors and KPI and ROI and FYI and B2C and B2B and ABC.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome to the stage Kuah Jenhan.
Hello, grandmas! For those of you who may not know me, let me introduce myself. I've been a comedian for 15 years. In Malaysia, I've comedian 15 years, and I was very proud of it because I saw myself. Thank you. Yeah, I saw myself as an artist, you know. I wake up whenever I want to wake up. I do whatever I want. And I was so arrogant about it. And everybody didn't believe in me. My family also didn't believe in me. Everyone in my family told me, like my mom told me, Jenhan, it's just a hobby. Please find a job, right? The only person in my family who didn't ask me to find a job was my grandma. But then again, not very credible because grandma never had a job since World War II. But I'll tell my mom, like, you just watch me, right? I was very arrogant. All my other friends would look at me touring around the world and say, Jenhan, how do you live this life? And I would say, so simple, just follow your dreams, just follow your dreams. I make no compromise as an artist. And then 2020 happened. And then there was no more live shows. And I thought to myself, actually, compromise not so bad. And it is still very, very difficult for me to say this publicly, but I fell very hard. I resorted to something I'm very ashamed of, but I think I owe it to myself to confess this to all my audiences. In 2020, no more shows, I had no more income, and I was very desperate, so I took a job. Like a job, like a real job, you understand? Like a job. I was so disgusted by myself. My mom was right. Because all my other performer friends, my other comedian friends, they all held strong to their artistic integrity, you know? They held strong to their artistic integrity, and who am I now? I'm just some guy with a job, monthly income, health benefit, every day can claim 20 ringgit for food, pay taxes, disgusting. I want the artistic integrity. And I took this job and I worked in advertising. Do you know how hurtful that is? Going from sellout shows to just being sell-out. But do you want to know what my title was? My first ever job. My title, Creative Director. What does that mean? Nobody knows! No one can properly define what a creative director does. So far, all I've done is directed my confusion creatively somewhere else and to somebody else. That's what I've done so far. Entering the workforce at 34 years old, oh my God. I never realized how different the rest of the world lived. Can I just ask, people who have day jobs, like jobs, make some noise? Yeah, you see, this is now the sadness I recognize. Back then, I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? Now I'm like, I get it. Now, the first thing I realized entering the corporate workforce is no matter where you are in the world, right? It could be any country. The moment you enter the office, a new set of English words gets downloaded into your brain immediately. Words that you will never use in real life. And I found this out in my very first meeting. So I'm there, the table is here. My colleagues are sitting around me. I'm here. My boss is over here. And by the way, my boss is an old-time friend of mine. His name is Jared. We've been friends for 15 years, and he was showing me some kindness by hiring me. So my friend Jared is there. Jared also happens to possess, I believe, the world's most broken English. True story, one time Jared and I, we are walking up the stairs. I stop halfway to check my phone. He wants to cross. He taps me on the shoulder. Hey, move aside, I need to pass away. Remember, my boss, Mr. Pass Away. That's the level of his English. Okay? So, he's in front of the whiteboard and he's going, okay, everybody, today we are here to talk about the campaign, and we need to ideate. Ideate! Mr. Pass Away! I have never used the word ideate in real life. You know, the closest I have ever come to using the word ideate as a Malaysian is when another Malaysian asked me, hey, Jenhan, you eat already or not? Ideate. That is the closest I have come to ideate. And here, Mr. Pastor, we have to ideate. Who has any ideas, right? And none of my colleagues were saying anything. They were all just silent. So I thought, okay, I said yes to this job. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm a fraud, but I should try, right? So I put up my hand and I'm like, boss, I have an idea. I think we can do this, and I think this will resonate very well with this demographic, and I think this is an idea. And he suddenly gets angry. Mr. Pasaway gets angry. He goes, Jenhan, stop it. I'm like, I'm sorry, what did I do? He goes, stop it. I'm like, I'm just trying to give an idea. And he goes, stop saying I. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, we are a company. And together, we will ideate and we will solve things. Then I go, yeah, but I am the only one talking. And he goes, you artists very selfish. Stop saying I, say we. Understand? And I'm like, we will try. Yeah? But the thing is, we don't know where the limit is. And at the time, we think we're still very funny. So we said, okay, I have a video. If we are here to mediate, nobody laugh. But then in the corporate world, the obsession with we is insane, but then it can just switch back anytime because we were new at the job, we obviously made mistakes, right? And Mr. Passaway one day gets upset, he comes to my desk, Jenhan, did you do this? I'm like, you? Where's the we? No more we. And my goodness, nobody prepared me for corporate emails. Because of the campaign that we were mediating, there was a long email chain with everybody involved, and the messages kept coming in like ding, 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 update after update, and I could not keep up because I have never been in an email chain. As an artist, I read an email, I take a week to reply, you know? But this is just ding, 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 ding. I could not keep up, and I knew that my friend Mr. Passaway was in the email chain. So I replied with my official company email. I replied the way I would speak as a Malaysian. I went, hey bro, what are you talking about, huh? Send, reply all. And all the ding, 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 they stopped ding, ding, ding. No more ding, dings. For the next 10 minutes, just silent, right? And then, one ding happens, ding, and it's from Mr. Pass Away. And his email reads, Dear Jenhan. Dear Jenhan, 15 years friendship, never once he called me dear. But now, Dear Jenhan, real email, he goes, if you refer to the aforementioned correspondence, who is teaching him these words? He continues, if you refer to the aforementioned correspondence, you may find that your answers lies therein. Therein! I don't even know how to use therein. I almost replied, therein where? But because we were so bad at the job, Mr. Passaway assigns us a simpler task. He goes, Jenhan, all you have to do is communicate with one client. And all this one client wants is for you to look for a Chinese influencer for a Chinese New Year campaign, okay? A Chinese influencer for a Chinese New Year campaign. Can you do it? Yes, we can, right? So we researched and we found who we thought was the perfect Chinese influencer for said Chinese New Year campaign. Found it, attached the picture, put in the name of the influencer. Dear client, please find attachments. Attach, send. We are trying. And I'm not ashamed to admit to you, this was like second week of work, I started spiraling so hard. The reply came back, Dear Jenhan, is she Chinese? Question mark. Uh-oh. Did we make a mistake? So we checked the name of the influencer, Chin Pui Teng. Chinese name, right? Look at the picture. Chinese face. Like very Chinese face. I don't know how to describe how Chinese the face is. But it's like this. If you saw her on the street, you think twice before speaking English. Out of courtesy. You get what I mean? Not racism, but out of courtesy. Ni hao ma. You know, right? Chinese name, Chinese face. But the email, is she Chinese? Question mark. So we were looking at this monitor for 10 minutes. What does it mean? Is this some corporate lingo that we are not getting? Or is this some advertising jargon? You know, is she Chinese? Chinese. We read it in so many ways, like, is she Chinese? Is she Chinese? After 15 minutes, so 25 minutes has passed, we had a fantastic thought. We and all of us had this thought. What if the client meant, what kind of Chinese is she? Because there are many kinds of Chinese. Hokkien, Hakka, Teochew, right? So we did the research, contacted the influencer, and replied proudly, Dear client, we have done the research and all of us are aligned and believe and have verified that said influencer's heritage and parentage is 50% Hokkien and the rest Hakka. Kind regards, Jenhan, send. 5 minutes later, reply came back. Dear Jenhan, is she Chinese? Question mark, question mark. What is this? And we know it's not the same email because the first email had one question mark. This one had two question marks. Is she Chinese? And this is where I spiraled so hard because I'm there looking at this email. Must have been 30 minutes, 40 minutes just reading it. Is she Chinese? Chinese? Is she Chinese? Is she Chinese? Chinese. Chai tea, this niece, Chai's niece. Who is Chai? What is Chinese? Is she a language? No. Who is Chinese? Am I Chinese? Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that 90% of Chinese people alive today globally, we are descendants of the Han Dynasty Chinese that started off as agricultural tribe that formed in between the Yellow River and the Yangtze River. Do you know how I know this fact? I actually Googled, who is Chinese? 我不知道. Eventually we gave up. We just replied, dear client, yes, she is Chinese, send. And that was when I got the most hurtful corporate reply ever. Dear Jenhan, noted with thanks. Why? This email happened 3 years ago. And until today, we have no idea why it has to happen. We don't even know if we are Chinese. And how do you even reply noted with thanks? Receive with condolences. What? But before I knew it, a year had passed and I had been a creative director for a year. I was going further and further away from my identity as a comedian. And it was very hurtful because I've been a creative director for a year. And the most hurtful thing to realize is that 15 years of comedy, I have won a total of 0 awards. Creative director for a year. 11 awards. No. And recently, best agency of the year. Oh my God, bronze, but okay, oh my God. Why am I so good at this job? It was a very hurtful thing. It made me feel like maybe this is where I belong, maybe. And I was further away from the idea of being a comedian. But because I was good at the job, I was in the office a lot, and when you're in office, it's a very sedentary lifestyle, right? So we put on a lot of weight. I actually became we, for real. Before the pandemic, I used to have comedian body. This is a creative director's body. This is the we body. And I was quite happy to put on the weight because I felt proud, right? And I realized why. So I've been touring this show. I went to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. I went to Singapore. Every time I go to those places, the people there would very proudly proclaim, did you know Melbourne is the most livable city? Oh, did you know Singapore is the best country in Asia? And I got very upset because I'm like, what is Malaysia #1 for? Right? And I did the research and I'm here to share. Would you like to know what is Malaysia #1 for? Are you ready? Malaysia is the most obese country in Southeast Asia. We are #1. And I am contributing to my country right now. Yeah, see, we naturally clap and we are proud of it, right? When I found this out, I replied to the Melburnians and the Singaporeans, Malaysia, we are the most obese country. And they're like, oh, so sorry to hear that. They were like, no, we are very happy with this. And I was thinking like, why is this so? And I realized in Malaysia, we grew up in a very unique way. Everywhere else in the world, the nursery rhymes they learn as children is like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. In Malaysia, we learn a nursery rhyme as Malaysian children. A nursery rhyme to tease other fat people and confuse them. And it sounds like this. Fatty, fatty, boom, boom. Curi, curi, jagong. Right? Now, I will translate it. Don't worry, I will translate it. And across different generations, we learn different versions. In my generation, we learn the full song. Okay? But this fatty, fatty, boom, boom, curi, curi, jagong is like some secret phrase to wake up all the sleeper Malaysia agents in the world. Because I was in Melbourne performing, and of course there were local Australians there, but there were some Asian people, they look like me, but they don't sound like me. They're like, I don't know, hello, like that. But the moment I went, fatty, fatty, boom, boom, they went from, I don't know, curi, curi, jagong. Like, Malaysian. So, the song goes like this, okay? I will sing it and translate it. It goes like this. Fatty, fatty, boom, boom, curi, curi, jagong. Okay, fatty bom bom stole some corn, which actually is a bad choice if you're a fatty bom. Corn is quite healthy. Right? So Fatty Bom Bom stole some corn. The third line is Police tembak punggong. A policeman has shot the fat boy in the butt. You're thinking to yourself, what is this? The fourth line is more confusing. The fourth line is jatuh dalam lombong. The fat boy falls in a tin mine. Where is this corn shop? And why are the Malaysian police so obsessed with corn-related crimes? But we are in Malaysia, and Malaysia is a melting pot of cultures. This means that every Malaysian, we speak a minimum of 2 languages. Some of us can even speak up to 5 languages easy. That also meant that growing up as a Fatty Bom Bom child, I have heard the Fat song sang to me in every language we speak. And I am here to declare once and for all, the worst and the meanest version of the Fat Boy song belongs to the Cantonese version. I will sing it and translate it, okay? Get ready, steal your heart. If you got a weak heart, you leave now, we'll call you back in. But if you're Fatty Bom Bom, just sit down. 肥仔肥仔肥騰騰 Fat boy, fat bounce, bounce. And it has to be sung that way. It cannot be a 肥仔肥, no. It has to be 肥仔肥仔肥騰騰. The first line is so hurtful, it stabs you in the cholesterol. The second line, 買嚿豬肉 Hey Bison. The fat bouncy boy bounced to the morning market, buy a piece of fat pork, bounces his way to the temple and prays to his God. Who is the God? Buddha, another fat fella. The second line is there to tell you that you are fat, your food is fat, your God is fat, everything about you is just fat, 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 fat. The third line is a misdirect. The third line is meant to misdirect you because it goes like this. Hang to pun lo si fat han. The fat bouncy boy, while bouncing halfway, his backside is itchy. Now you might be wondering, oh, what's going to happen next? This fat bouncy boy has bounced to the market, bounced to the temple, and suddenly his butt is itchy. I wonder what could happen next. The final line is what makes it the meanest and the worst version, because the last line goes like this. Fan to okay ham ka chan. The fat boy reaches home, his whole family is dead. Why? Why the family has to die? So, I was a fat bouncy boy in the office, and I thought I should do something about it. I should go for exercise, right? I should leave the corporate life, finish work, go for exercise. And I chose an exercise that is perplexing to most. I chose to go to a spin class. Yeah. And I know you woo, because you think and you know that a spin class is predominantly like girls attend it here, right? I chose to go not to check out girls. I went to a spin class, I did my research, and I chose the spin class for a very specific reason. I wanted to have an exercise where I was exercising, and if I get tired, I can immediately sit down. It's perfect. It's perfect for lazy people like myself. So I decided to join a spin class, and I was very shy about it because I was, I'm Fatty Bom Bom. So I thought I would choose to go to a class that nobody would go to. Like a time slot that nobody will go to. And I thought to myself, I think the Saturday 10 a.m. class is going to be empty. Because who wakes up on a Saturday to cycle a bike, right? I was so wrong. Because Saturday mornings, that's when the Lululemon girls show up. With their Stanley Cup. They wake up to attend the Saturday morning class, and I arrive at 9:30 in my baggy shorts, in my baggy home clothes, and I'm there, and I'm nervous, and I see all the Lululemon girls lining up at the water cooler, refilling the Stanley Cup. for the next class. I'm like, what is happening? And they all had like ponytails, but the ponytails were like at varying degrees, right? So I start to make my own theory. I'm like, I think it's a ranking system. Like if your ponytail is down here, you are just, private, then corporal, sergeant, Ariana Grande, So I was very mindful about that. And then the 9 a.m. class gets let out. So the doors open and then a waft of fog just rolls out of the room and I see laser lights inside. And one of the girls, she marches out, face full of makeup. She's mid-Insta story and she goes, hey guys, just finished my spin class. Check out my post-workout glow, y'all. And I looked at her. She had a full face of makeup on. What post-workout glow are you talking about, girl? Her eyelash was like that. I swear, I saw her step out of the studio, she blinked, she stepped the cloud died. So the moment they came out, all my sessions, Lululemon girls, they just marched in immediately. So I just followed behind them. I went into the class and they're all on their bikes. And I'm looking at my bike and there are like many knobs to turn and I didn't know what to do. And the instructor was there and she saw me and she immediately knew, this fatty bom bom is new. And she comes over and she's like, hi, do you need any help? And I'm like, yes, teacher, I need a lot of help. Right. Teacher, this bicycle, how? Right? And she says to me, okay, in a spin class, when you're setting up your bike, the first thing you want to do is make sure the seat is at your hip level. I'm like, okay, teacher, I don't know where's my hip. And she was very kind. She started to like feel me. She was like, she poked and poked and poked, and then she said something very hurtful. She was like, I think it's here. I think it's here. So she helped me, she adjusted the seat to where she thought my hip was, and then she says, get on the bike. So I got on the bike, and I cannot believe she did this. She knelt down, she held my leg, and then she clipped my shoe into the pedal. Clap, clap. And I've never experienced this before because the bikes that I've always ridden as a child, there were no locks. You just rest your foot on the pedal, right? But I'm locked in and I'm, teacher, I'm stuck. Right? And she goes, it's okay, you're meant to be locked in. This helps you be more efficient. You can push down and now you can pull up. You can push down and you can pull up. It's more efficient. Why don't you try it? I'm like, wow, it is very efficient. Teacher, how to release? I ask. And my teacher says, I tell you after class. So I'm now locked in there. She goes back on the podium and I look around at all the Lululemon girls and they're all cycling. So I try to cycle as well. And I'm like, oh, it is very efficient. Then I'm like, okay, but this is zero resistance. So let me just try to turn it up. The more I turn it up, I'm like, oh, I feel it. I feel it now. After 45 seconds, I get very tired. I am done. Right? And my instincts kick in. My instincts, when I get tired on the bicycle, is I just want to do this. Yay! Right? But I can't, right? So I end up doing this. Woo! I've always stretched myself without the Lululemon. Right? And my groin almost fell out. So I was, oh my God, what's happening? But the thing is, no matter what you do, the bike keeps moving, right? The bike keeps moving. So now I realize I am not cycling the bicycle. The bicycle is cycling me. At the moment, the bicycle is burning calories, not me. So eventually she goes onto her podium and she goes, okay, are you all ready? And I didn't expect this, but she goes, are you ready? And all the girls went, yeah! I almost jumped out and flipped my bike. Because it is very jarring and scary to hear someone suddenly scream, right? They just, ah! And then she goes, okay, let's start the music. She presses play. And the music's like club music, like boom, 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 boom. And she goes, follow the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. And all the girls are going 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm just there going like, 1, 2 what? Like how, where, what's happening? Like maybe resistance going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then she looks at me and she goes, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. But I always slipped up. I'm like, 1, 1, 2, 2. But you know what actually helped me keep tempo? is the other girls. Because while they were cycling, the ponytails were doing this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I just like 1, 2, 1, 2. Eventually, I got the hang of the 1, 2, 1, 2. But every club song has a build up and then a drop, right? And the song is now building up. It's going to do 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 do. And the teacher goes, "Are you ready?" And the girl's like, "Yeah!" And I'm there going, "Ready for what? Tell me first, teacher." And then the beat doubles. It's like boom, 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 boom. And teacher goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I am still on 1, 2, 1, 2. And they're going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So she looks at me and goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I tried my very best. I'm like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. I am shaking so hard that my stationary bicycle is moving forward. And I am proud to tell you that by the end of the song, I won the race. My bike was almost next to the teacher's bike. But I really enjoyed myself because in the class, my teacher loves to shout affirmations at you. Now, as far as I know, affirmations I thought were private things you tell yourself to feel better. You know, stuff like, let's say sometimes you're in a traffic jam, right? It's a traffic jam, you have nothing to do, you just put on the mirror and then close back. For yourself, right? But my teacher will shout it at your face. She'll be like, "Your soul is beautiful!" And the girls will be like, "Yes!" By this point, I was very into it also, so I tried to participate, but I just went, "Yes!" Too short. Right. So I waited for the next time she shouted, and she did. She goes, "Your mind is beautiful!" And I just went in, "Yes, queen!" Oh my God, by the end of the class, I was the loudest. My teacher could shout anything. She could be like, "Your left shoulder is beautiful." I'll be like, "Blackpink in your area." I felt so beautiful, so nice. And then the class ended and all the girls left. And then teacher come unlock me. And then I went out, took out my phone. "Hey guys, just finished my spin class." But after the class, some of the other girls, they were very kind. So Ariana Grande and like a few other low-level people, they walked up to me and Ariana said to me like, "Hey, you are new, right?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm new." And then she goes, "I can tell you are an introvert." And I'm like, "Oh yes, I am." And then she didn't say anything, but she did this. So I'm like, and I'm guessing you are an extrovert, right? And she goes, "Oh, no. That's what people think, but I'm actually an ambivert." So I'm like, "Oh, sorry, what is an ambivert?" And she goes, "Oh, ambivert is like if you're in the middle. You're neither an introvert, you're not an extrovert, you are in the middle, you're an ambivert. So I like to stay home and be by myself, but sometimes I like to go out as well." So I'm like, "You mean like everybody else in the world?" And all the low-level people, they start laughing, right? And then I was charged. I'm like, excuse me, by the way, ambivert is not even a real thing, okay? It's just another propaganda from the extroverts camp trying to embed themselves in the plans of an introvert. We don't want you, okay? Extroverts don't understand boundaries. I have an extroverted friend, Dr. Jason Leong, fellow comedian. He does not understand. When I say, "Jason, I want to be home by myself, reading a book by myself," he will go, "Hey, it's okay. I follow you home. You read the book, I read with you." I'm like, no, Jason, I just want to read by myself. Okay, you can read by yourself. I will just come up, I'll bring a few friends, we can have a party, but you can read your book. I'm like, no, Jason, I just want to be by myself. Okay, fine, we won't bother you. I'll bring a DJ, I'll bring some pizza, we have a party. You just be in yourself. They don't get it. So I shouted at the girl, the Ariana, I'm like, "You are not an ambivert. You are just a shitty extrovert." Right? And all the girls started laughing. And I felt this, oh my God, what is this feeling? People are laughing at things I say. Who am I? Am I Chinese? I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, okay, bye-bye. And I ran to my car. Got in my car. I drove, stuck in a traffic jam, put on my mirror, kiss one time. Then I told myself, I felt like, what was this feeling? It felt very nice. It was foreign, but it felt familiar. Like I felt like my soul was beautiful. My mind was beautiful. And then I made a promise to myself. I was like, okay, Jenhan, the next request for a comedy show you get, if you get, you have to say yes. Can you do it? And I told myself, yes, we can. Right? Yes, we can. And a few months later, I got an email from Miss Christie, and the email subject was like, inquiry for corporate show. And here's the thing, comedians, generally, we don't enjoy doing corporate shows because corporate shows like annual dinners, nobody wants to watch us. The thing is this, a company has a function, hires an event organizer hires a comedian to entertain the first group of people that has no interest in comedy in the first place. All they want to do is eat prawns and win lucky draw prizes. And a comedian is neither a prawn, a lucky, or a draw. So it's not fun at all. There's no dignity. We don't get to park in the hotel because it's expensive. We have to walk through the loading bay, not the foyer. There's no dignity. The only reason comedians say yes to a corporate gig is because it pays, right? So this email, inquiry for corporate gig. And then it was from a Miss Christie who was very friendly in the email, very polite, and was a fan of mine. So, dear Jenhan, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a counselor with this counseling center, and we are organizing our very own mental health awareness charity gig. Oh no. Corporate show and charity, that means no dignity, no pay. But we promised. And I said yes for two reasons. One was because I made that promise to myself. Secondly, I believe in the cause. I believe in the mental health awareness. I think it's very important for us Malaysians. I've been depressed before. I know how hard it is. So I said yes. I said, Miss Christie, thank you so much for this invitation. I will be there. And Miss Christie was like, thank you. This means so much to me. And Jenhan, can I just have your car number plate so that I can reserve a special parking just for you? Oh, dignity. Maybe it's not so bad. I say yes, right? I got very excited and I asked, when and where should I meet you? Expecting an answer like, Jenhan, meet me in this hotel at 9 p.m. But she replied, can you meet me in this school hall at 8 a.m. Saturday? 8 a.m.? And I'm thinking to myself, 8 a.m., 8 in the morning, who wants to listen to comedy? But I was also concerned for Miss Christie because I'm like, 8 in the morning, who wants to be aware of mental health? The depression is still asleep. But she was so kind, so I said, okay, yes. And the reason it was in a school hall was because they had no budget. They self-organized this. So on a Saturday, I drove up to the school. I could not find the car park. I stopped by the student drop-off area because I saw a guard there. I'm like, excuse me, sir, I'm here to perform. Where can I park my car? And he looks at me and he goes, oh, sir, you perform. He checks his notebook, he checks my car number plate, and he goes, oh, sir, you can park here. And he gestures to where my car already was. My car was parked here, and he said, here. Here? I parked at the student drop-off area. Do you know how insane that is? It meant that no students could be dropped off henceforth therein, you know? So I got out of the car, I'm just confused, right? And then I hear someone go, Mr. Jenhan, Mr. Jenhan. And I look, it's a 50-year-old, it's a guy in his 50s in a polo shirt and a big tag that says volunteer. And he's jogging over towards me. And he comes to me and says, Mr. Jenhan, my name is Mr. Philip. My job today is to be your chaperone of the day. Oh, I'm like, chaperone of the day? What does that mean? And Mr. Philip goes, whatever you want, I will try to make it happen. And my question to him was, what can I want? I never wanted before. I was never allowed to want, right? And he goes, if you want, you can go to the air-conditioned waiting area, or if you want, you can see the school hall where the show is going to be. I'm like, yes, Mr. Philip, I would like to see the school hall so I can get a lay of the land. And he says, okay, let's go. He walks me to the school hall. We enter the school hall, and there are 12 booths all around the school hall for like mental health information and activities. And in a typical Malaysian school hall formal setting, it's always the same. There are like 80 chairs, plastic chairs at the back for the attendees, and in the front, big plush cushions for the VIPs, right? Same style every school. So I walk past the chairs, I walk past the cushion, I'm looking at the stage, and I'm like, okay, Mr. Philip, I'm going to come out from stage left, so if you can prepare a seat for me behind the curtain, when they announce me, I'll come and perform. He suddenly goes, oh, Mr. Jenhan, you cannot sit back there. I'm like, why not? And he looks confused but also worried. He goes, you cannot sit back there, Mr. Jenhan. You have to sit. And he walks over to the middle plushiest cushion in the front row and he goes, you have to sit here. Right? And I'm like, here? Why here? And he goes, because you are the VVIP of the event. And I'm like, VVIP? I thought I was just here to do 5 minutes and go home. And now I'm starting to doubt everything. I'm like, did I even read the email right? What is happening? What is this? I'm not a VVIP person, right? So I get nervous and I start looking around. I'm like, I realize the 80 chairs at the back. I'm like, Mr. Philip, I just have to check. Who's going to be in attendance? Are they like doctors, nurses, or fellow practitioners? And he goes, oh, no, they are grade 5 to grade 8. Now, I know, and we know, you all know, we know what that meant, right? So I decided to joke with him. I went, Mr. Philip, why are you talking about Wagyu meat? Right? Mr. Philip did not get the joke. He innocently goes, oh no, they are children. Thank you for the clarification. We are aligned. Now, I would like to know if my audience was going to be adults, children, or Wagyu meat. For a very narcissistic reason. I've performed comedy for a long time in Malaysia. If the audience were adults, I can count on some of them recognizing me as a funny person and half my battle is won, right? Kids, on the other hand, don't give a shit about me. I am not Bluey, I am not Roblox. They don't know me. So I'm like, oh God. And I'm not a controversial comedian. I don't have like swear words or anything, but I was still very nervous. And he saw this and he goes, calm down, Mr. Jenhan, calm down. Let's go to the air-conditioned waiting area. And he walks me to the air-conditioned waiting area. In there were 4 other people. And he makes the introduction. So I come in this way with Mr. Philip and he goes, okay, hello everybody, Mr. Jenhan. This is Miss Christie. Miss Christie is the founder and the organizer of the event. This is Mr. Fong. Mr. Fong is the school principal. And these are Reverend Deborah and Reverend Desmond, who have supported this event and the school financially. And they are the VIPs. VIPs, this is our VVIP comedian Kuah Jenhan. And only Miss Christie was excited. The other 3 were like, who is this guy, right? And I swear, I saw Reverend Desmond shoot me a bombastic side eye. The kind of look that like, huh, the only VVIP is Jesus. Like he was just upset at me. I don't know why. So I wasn't having a good time. I was very nervous. I didn't know what to do. I was regretting my decision of saying yes. And then the event starts. And in Malaysia, a formal event like this is strange. The VIPs can't enter the hall until they are announced in. So all the children are seated down. The VIPs are in a single file outside the door, waiting to be announced in, and the MC takes the stage. And the MC is not a professional MC, it's just the assistant principal of the school. And he tries his best. He goes, good morning, boys and girls. Let's welcome our VIPs. And he goes, Miss Christie. Miss Christie walks in and the kids are like, yay, Miss Christie. And then Mr. Fong. And the kids lose their minds. They're like, Mr. Fong, Mr. Fong. It's the school principal. And they go, Reverend Deborah, Reverend Desmond. And the kids are like, thank you for the money. And he waits until all the VIPs take their seats. Because he was going to give me the best intro ever. And they all sat down and he goes, and now, boys and girls, please welcome our VVIP, Kuah Jenhan. He doesn't even give them a clue as to what I did, who I am. No. He could have gone VVIP, comedian Kuah Jenhan, or VVIP, the very funny Kuah Jenhan. No. He just went VVIP, Kuah Jenhan. And I took one step in and I hear, yeah, huh? That quick. Just a, yeah, huh? And I have to walk through a sea of 80 confused children just staring at me. Who is this uncle in this funky shirt? I walk silently to my VVIP chair. I take my seat. And then Miss Christie goes up and gives her speech. And I know, based on the agenda, after Miss Christie's speech is going to be my 5 minutes performance. Now I hear Miss Christie wrapping up the speech, so my natural instinct is to stand at the side of the stage and prepare to perform, right? So I did this. I stood up, I took one step, and from the other end of the hall, I hear this. Shh, 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 shh. I looked over. It's an auntie in her 60s. At the end of the hall, in a polo shirt and a big tag that says volunteer, and she goes, shh, shh, not yet. Not yet. So I'm here going, I'm next. I'm next. And then she goes, not yet. Right. And then she quickly just hurries over. And she stands in front of me. Not your turn yet, boy. Then I'm like, yes, auntie, I'm next. She goes, it's okay. My job today is to be your usher. When it's your turn, I will usher you. Now you sit down first. I'm like, it's okay, auntie, I can wait by the side. And she goes, not yet. And she puts her hand out and she puts her hand on my chest and she just pushes me back into the chair. So I'm here. Auntie is here. Her hand is right here. And Miss Christie is giving a speech. And I know that auntie knows I'm freaking out. She can feel my heartbeat going bum, 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 bum. But she's just there. She goes, relax, boy, relax. Now, Miss Christie finishes her speech. Miss Christie is now back in her seat. Auntie is still here. The hand's still here. And then the assistant principal takes the podium again and he goes, and now we have a very special performance. Put your hands together for VVIP, Kuah Jenhan. And the moment auntie hears, VVIP, Kuah Jenhan. Ah, boy, now. She walks me a step at a time at auntie pace. And you would assume she would stop there and I can come on with whatever remaining dignity I have left. But no, she walked up the stairs. Come up. She walks me all the way, step by step, to the middle of the stage, and she does this here. And then she just scuttles away. So I'm now there in the circle, just wondering, what am I doing with my life? I'm an award-winning creative director. And the kids are now more confused than ever. Because they don't know that I'm a comedian, they don't know what I did. They had just witnessed some weird pantomime duo. A minute and a half of an auntie walking a fat guy on stage. Auntie and Fatty Bomb. So I'm there, now I'm just defeated, and I was like just throwing a tantrum to myself in my head. I just did like rubbish crowd work. So I'm like, hey guys, so are you aware of mental health yet? Silence. And I look at Miss Christie, and Miss Christie has a look that I recognize. She looks at me like this. And I know this look. This look means, where's the jokes? So now I felt pressured. So I started rambling. I was like, okay, kids, actually, mental health is very important. Like, I was depressed before. It's not fun. I sleep a lot. I stayed at home. I ate a lot. I become very fat. And the moment I said I become very fat, my brain just switched on and it goes, you can do the fatty bom bom joke. So I went from I became very fat. Speaking of becoming fat, do you all know this? Fatty, fatty, bom, bom. Suddenly I hear all the kids start to whisper among themselves. Curi, curi, jagung. Curi, curi, jagung. They were confused because they had just learned this song. They are Malaysian kids, right? They just never thought an older guy would know. To them, this is like some new Olivia Rodrigo song, how can an old person know this? So I'm like, you all know this, right? Complete the song. Fatty, fatty, bom, bom. And then children started going, curi, curi, jagung. I'm like, correct. And for the next 3.5 minutes, all I did was just point at random children. Fatty, fatty, bom, bom. Fatty, fatty, bom, bom. And the home stretch, the last 30 seconds was just me going, you fatty bom bom, you fatty bom bom, you fatty bom bom. Before I left the stage, I pointed at Reverend Desmond, he fatty bom bom, he fatty bom bom. So I kept saying yes to more gigs, and middle of last year, I hit a career milestone in Malaysia. For the first time in my life, I was casted as the lead in a comedy series. It was very nice, but the hurtful thing was I was casted to play the role of a father to an 11-year-old girl. Yeah, I guess I don't look that young. But I was nervous because I'm not a family guy. I don't know how to deal with kids. Here's the thing. I am single by choice. Okay? Not my choice. Other people chose for me. You get what I'm saying? So I have to act alongside this 11-year-old. And this 11-year-old was a Chinese girl and her name was Giselle. Oh, Giselle. One time you hear this name, you know, wow, she was born to act. Right? And she was very bubbly, she was a very excited kind of a person, and she had no social media, she had no phones, which meant that all her self-worth and her self-dignity is still intact. She eats hope and she farts joy. Like a rainbow just follows her everywhere. Just a beautiful human being. Like they showed me her audition tape and she was like, hello everybody, I am Giselle and I love to act. Oh, she's bubbly, right? And then I meet her on set on the first day. She's immediately bubbly. She goes, hello daddy. So I'm like, oh, hello Giselle, right? And we do our first scene together. And the moment we finish that scene, director goes, cut. Giselle's mom walks over to me and she goes, Jenhan, no offense, I just want to ask, you are not a father, huh? Then I'm like, how can you tell? And she goes, why are you so terrified of this 11-year-old girl? Then I'm like, auntie, I just don't know. And she goes, don't call me auntie. We are the same age. Then I'm like, okay, sister. I just don't know how to talk to kids, right? And then she was very kind. So in between takes, we were in a living room setting. There was a couch. She would sit me down on one side. She would sit Giselle down on the other side. And she'd go, okay, everybody, let's get to know each other. Now, Giselle here is a fan of superheroes. Why don't you ask her some questions about superheroes? I go, oh, okay, sister. I look at Giselle and I go, Giselle, have you seen the Marvel movies? Right, just a nice opening question. Have you seen the Marvel movies? And Giselle said, oh yeah, I actually have watched all the Marvel movie before, but I'm not a very big fan because the Marvel movie, right, is like the same thing over and over. They always win. I actually like DC movie, but I cannot talk about DC movie with my friends because their mommy, daddy don't let them watch. They say DC is like very scary, but I watch DC because my mommy trusts me. So I watch with my daddy, We even watched the Zack Snyder version of the Batman. It's like very, very scary, very scary. But Batman I don't like because he's very moody. And then I watch Superman also. He's very strong, but he wears very funny clothes. My favorite is actually The Flash. That was her answer to have you seen the Marvel movies? So I replied, oh, okay. And I had nothing else to say. So the mom I was like, ayo, okay. Giselle, Uncle Jenhan is a comedian and Giselle loves to tell jokes. Why don't you tell Uncle Jenhan some of your jokes? And now I get interested because I like jokes. I can talk about jokes. I'm like, yeah, what jokes do you have? And this 11-year-old child, she goes, oh my God, I have so many jokes. Which one should I tell? Which one should I? How arrogant is this? So I'm like, just tell me any joke, any joke, any joke. And she was thinking, which one? And I don't know why. But the mom says this, oh, Giselle loves to tell all these pick-up line jokes at home. Why don't you tell Uncle Jenhan some of your pick-up line jokes? And I'm there going, ooh, 不要, 不要. Don't want. I don't want to hear pick-up line jokes from an 11-year-old, right? But at the same time, aren't we all curious? What pick-up line jokes an 11-year-old might know? So I chose curiosity. I'm like, yeah, what pick-up line jokes do you have, right? And Giselle, so bubbly, she stands up, she walks over to me. Okay, here's one. Are you a cat? Because I would give my 9 lives for you. Oh. She goes, are you a cat? Because I would give my 9 lives for you. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I played it in my head. Are you a cat? Because I would give my 9 lives. Wait. If I'm a cat, I have 9 lives, not you. That is when I realized this idiot can't tell jokes. Open micer at best. I'm going to destroy her. She is not ready to battle me. So the moment she spat that shit joke at my face, oh my God, I just came back immediately. I said, oh, is that right? Are you the Flash? Because you make my heart beat so fast. Whoa, you saw? I took information that I just learned, put it in the same shitty joke structure that she gave me, and just eat that shit. Just throw it back at her, right? And then Giselle becomes competitive. She's like, I have one more. And she stops herself and she goes, but I can't tell you this because it's an adult joke. So I look at the mom and we both look at Giselle and like, Giselle, you are the only not adult here. What are you talking about, right? Now the mom becomes curious. The mom is like, what adult jokes do you know? What adult jokes do you know, right? But I have a different agenda. I knew I was going to destroy this shitty open micer. So I called for an audience. I called cameramen, sound engineers. Guys, come. Listen to this. Guys, listen to this. Come, guys. And they formed a circle around us. This is like a joke off now. Like I'm there, Giselle is there, face off. And the mom is like a shitty hype man at the side. What adult jokes do you know? What adult jokes do you know? Right? And I'm going like, what adult jokes do you know? Right? And Giselle, ooh, no fear. She walks up to me. She looks me dead in my eyes, courage of steel. And out of the mouth of this 11-year-old girl, she says, are you a sponge? Because you make me wet. You remember the audience I summoned? Who all arrived with zero context. I saw all the adults simultaneously just took steps backwards. In their experience, what they know is a talent has just called them to listen to what another talent has to say. And that's what they heard. The cameraman, he walked backwards, back to his camera. He picks it up and starts filming the wall. And back on ground zero, I'm there like, what just happened? And the mom is screaming at Giselle, who taught you that? Who taught you that? And Giselle, she's shaking, she's crying, she didn't know what she did wrong, right? So I thought I had to step in. I'm like, okay, sister, let me handle this. Sister. So I knelt down so that I'm eye to eye with Giselle. I give her the respect. At the end of the day, open micer or headliner, we are still comedians, right? So I put my hand on her tiny shoulder. I'm like, Giselle, I have to give you some advice. Some jokes you just can't tell, okay? Are you a sponge? Because you make me wet. It's also wrong, stupid. Sponge make you dry. Sponge don't make you wet. So what's happening down there? Are you wet or are you dry? You simply wet. I also wet. Your mother wet. He wet. They wet. Everybody wet. You could have said, so easily you could have said, do you have a sponge because you make me wet? Like that. Or you could have gone, do you have a mop because you make me very wet, idiot? So the career milestone I hit in Malaysia is that I am no longer allowed to work with kids. It was a fun experience. And by the end of the year, I had started to, perform more, and I was casted in a big comedy gala. It was to 1,200 people, sold out audience. But when a chance like that happens, I was very excited. Life happens as well. An hour before the show, I get a text from my aunt. And my aunt says, Jenhan, grandma passed away. And I don't mean to bring the mood down, but it's just what happened. It wasn't a surprise. My grandma was 96. She had a second stroke. But it was still devastating to get the news, So I asked my friends, all my comedian friends, what should I do? And they all said the same thing. What would grandma want you to do? And I knew that grandma would want me to perform because my grandma raised me. I had parents, but my dad would keep to himself in his room. My mom was away working. So my grandma was my first childhood friend, and she cooked for me, she fed me every day. And she would encourage me to play games. Like one of the games we play would be imaginary worlds, where she'll be like, where do you want to go today, Jenhan? And I'll be like, okay, Amma, today we are imaginary pirates. I am the pirate captain, and you are the chef. She had to cook, right? We even played imaginary Power Rangers, where I was all the Power Rangers, and she's the chef. We even played imaginary Master Chef, where I was the chef, and she was the judge, but she did the cooking. So that was my grandma, and I was like, yes, grandma would want me to perform. So I did that show, and it was a great show in memory of my grandma. And for the first time in a long while, that night I felt like, oh my God, I am comedian Kuah Jenhan. I felt I was comedian Kuah Jenhan. But what was interesting is that a few days later, I went back into the office, and then I became creative director Kuah Jenhan again. But it was okay. And I thought to myself, what changed? And it reminded me of the last conversation I had with my grandma. A week before she passed away, I visited her in the high dependency unit with my Christian auntie. My Christian auntie is the only Christian in the family, and we know she's Christian because she tells us all the time. But we love her. We love her very much. So me and Christian auntie, we go towards my grandma, and she's in a daze. She can't recognize, and she's just like awake and asleep. And we're trying to get her to wake up. So I'm like, Amma, it's me, Jenhan. Amma, it's me. Do you remember? And my Christian auntie, she's on the verge of tears. She's like, yes, this is your favorite grandson. Wake up and see your favorite grandson. At some point, I see the light return to my grandma's eyes. And she goes, Jenhan, your hair is long now, right? And I felt, oh, Amma is back. And I wanted to say things to her, but my auntie lost it. She started bawling her eyes out, and she just went, Jesus love you! Jesus love you! And in your heart, you love Jesus. Please, you must remember your heart, you love Jesus. Now, I know what my auntie was doing. She was trying to sneak my grandma to heaven, Very noble, very kind. But it shocked me, So I didn't know what to say. I was just like, yes, oh, Jenhan love you also. Jenhan love you also, right? But that's all I said. I didn't get to say anything beyond that. And then I realized this taught me two things. Number one, my grandma had always told me that I don't have to have a job because I can choose to be whoever I want to be. I could be a pirate, all the Power Rangers, Master Chef, creative director, comedian, all at the same time, and it's okay. But the second thing, and perhaps the more important thing she taught me was this: if you don't take the chance to tell people who have helped you along the way how you feel, you might not have the opportunity. And I didn't have that with my grandma. But I'm back on tour again, and here you guys are. In some ways, you are my grandma. You're here, believing in me, and I'm not going to waste this opportunity. So there are things that I want to say to all my grandmas here in a new way that I had recently learned to do in the last 3 years. Dear esteemed grandmas, we hope this show finds you well. In observance to the aforeperformed humorous, light-hearted, and mostly one-sided correspondence therein, we would like to seize this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude for attending tonight's presentation and for your continuous support in our pursuit of the comedy. Synergy, dynamism, collaboration, and AI. Your laughter, though occasionally lackluster at times, has been duly acknowledged, hereby received, checked and verified, recorded in our archives, taken offline, and is now back online. Hope to hear from you soon, and I've since been heard from. Put a pin on it and reverted upon. Align, circle back, bases touch, face to face, and most importantly, dear grandmas, noted with thanks. All the best in your future endeavors. Though no one really means this, but we do. Warm regards and best wishes, Fatty Bom Bom Kuah Jenhan, creative director and comedian. Thank you. Would you like to meet Chin Pui Teng? Chin Pui Teng's over there. Giselle, where are you, Giselle? Giselle's there. Giselle's there. Giselle's mom is there. Where are you, my friend, Mr. Pass Away? Hey, Mr. Pass Away! Thank you very much. Thank you.
Why last time Superman like this, but now like this leh?
Why?
Because last time is manual, now is auto.